Hey guys, Sunday here, bringing you another audio commentary, actually continuing coverage, complete coverage I'd like to say, of a World Cyber Games Korea 2009 National Championship. And this is actually a first game between Pro versus Pro, or a second game I mean, first series here. And this is actually Best versus Calm, Game 2, Game 1, 2-hatch Lurker into Slow Drop. It's a build that Yellow really invented on Heartbreak Ridge, and I feel it's kind of an imbalanced build on that map. Best prepared fairly well, I'd have to say. But really, you can force the Zerg, you can force the Protoss to put cannons at the front door, because their robotics facility will never be that early. So you force them to put a lot of cannons at the front door, and then because they have to have that to defend the Lurkers, then you go for a slow drop. And unlike Yellow versus Bisu, when Bisu didn't build cannons in his main, Best built 2 cannons in his main on time, knew it was a possibility, had the Corsair over to kill the first drop, but then then Calm smartly came from up behind on the bottom by where the mineral you can mine out, and then came from the side and was able just to overwhelm him with those lurkers to get everything started, slow down mining, slow down production, and then he came with a group of about 12 Hydralisks, and the pure number of Hydralisks was too much for the only 4 Zealots that he had, and then with the lurker support, Zealots are so bad against lurkers, it's a very hard build to stop for Protoss, and he knew what he was going against. It wasn't that he wasn't prepared. I want to hear a funny story. My brother and I were actually playing. We play a lot of StarCraft, actually. Well, not like nerd rage. Well, sometimes we nerd rage. This summer's been a lot of nerd rage. Like I said, I was commentating and he was playing, but he actually plays Zerg now, and we were playing a PvZ, and he always beats me PvZ. I've came close a couple times, but he always beats me. But it was on a Heartbreak Ridge, and he actually went slow drop, and it was, oh my gosh. Like, I prepared for 2-hatch Lurker. I barely scouted a probe and saw it was 2-hatch Lurker, and I shouldn't. And it was the day before I actually watched the VOD of Yellow versus Bisu, the slow drop, and he had already watched it, so he did the exact Yellow build. Obviously not quite, it didn't pull it off quite as well, but it did basically that build, and I was not prepared. I had it all at the front door, then the slow drop surprised the shit out of me, to be honest, and I ended up losing that game. But anyways, this is game 2 between Best versus Calm. Best with his back against the wall and playing on a map that I feel really favors Zerg. They can get ultra a lot of gas and produce ultra a lot of late units involving Ultralisk and everything. We do see the one pylon in the base here, so we aren't going to see an FE from Best. That is a possibility to play this map. I'd expect some Zealots on the ramp go ahead and secure an expansion here. Or we could even see some one-gate play, but on a map like this, possibly one-gate play, because Zergs tend to overexpand on this map sometimes, but I'm expecting to see just go ahead and we do see the pool with the gas here, but I'm expecting just to see the Zerg, or the Protoss, for Best here, just to get the Zealots on the ramp, go ahead and take an expansion, and almost play it out like a fast expand, except you won't have that cannon support here. And Best scouting in the wrong position at first. The Comms Overlord is heading in the right direction, and now Best is going to be able to wrap around and get his probe in on the next note here. But really, one second, I'm grabbing a drink. My throat is killing me. My 5th commentary of the day. Actually 6th, huh? One second though, let me grab a drink. Alright, so we do see those drones going back off gas. We are going to see speed here from our friend Calm, and really Best is going to have to be on the note. You know, he's back against the wall. He's in quite a bit of trouble. Being down 1 game. Calm looks pretty confident right now. Those Lings are going to come out. Going to be able to kill that scouting probe fairly quickly. And then he's going to be able to choose what he wants to do. We do see the one Zealot out. That Overlord is up and into the main base here. And now we see some Lings coming out. He's going to have to pull that Zealot off. Probably pull a probe off the line. Just with the ranged attack behind the Zealots. It's actually a smart thing to do. Probes do have ranged attacks. So you can just go ahead and park 2 Zealots on the ramp and a probe behind. And that can actually hold off against... You wouldn't believe how many Lings... I was really talking about that with someone, really nerdy conversation, I must admit, but the probe staying alive, we were talking about how much of a different would the game be if there wasn't ramps in StarCraft. Just think about the builds. I mean, they would be so much different. Like a build like we are seeing from Best here, a 1-gate Zealots on the ramp into expansion, this would not exist. This is a very technical build. You want to do it on a map, obviously with ramps. We are going to see a layer here, so we are going to see another 2-hatch play from our friend Calm, but really, you wouldn't have a build like this from Best if there wasn't ramps. And then if there wasn't ramps, you would never have a build in TVZ even, like a 1 rack into Expo. That wouldn't exist. It would just be way too ballsy, because the pure number of Zerglings early on could just change the pace of game. So we do see the Cybernetics core warping in, probably going to follow with a Stargate, considering how early he did lose that scouting probe, and now the expansion, exactly what I thought we would see here, and a couple, about 8 lings out here to put a little pressure on, but with the Zealots on the front door, he's not going to be able to do too much here, and the Overlord going back, just seeing what he has on the front door, realizing it's probably not a smart thing to attack. I don't even really, honestly, he probably wouldn't even get 1 Zealot kill. Zealots on ramps are imba. We do see the layer going up here, about halfway done now. We do see the second hatchery up, and we should see some drones transferring there, as well as the natural, or the second base for Best is up, and has probes transferring over there. We're actually going to see a forge. Doesn't look like he's going to have the Stargate right away here, and he's going to be able to put a little pressure on. And now we do see the Hydralisk Den starting here, so we are probably going to see some. Oh, they kind of missed that. The Hydralisk Den is done basically, unless I missed it. So we are going to see, it looks like lurkers again from Calm. Calm pretty confident in his lurkers, and we are going to see cannons warping up in his main base here. And Best, I like the move by Calm though, because he saw the build Best did, that he knows that probably lurkers are going to be a little stronger against it than if Best were to do a 1 or a FE, just because he won't have the cannon support. But he is going that forge. He is getting the cannon support now, and we do have some Zealots out to clean off the rest of these lings, going to push these lings back, and unless he's going to just, okay, there we go, he's going to micro perfectly here, and just push these lings back here, and we do have the second gas warping in for Calm here. And now Best is just got to hold off these lings. The Sunken Colony warping in. And Best has actually moved his Zealots, it looks like. And he's let these lings come all the way in. I feel this is kind of a mistake with the Sunken Colony warping in on Calm's front door. And these lings are going to be able to make in, but these lings will not do anything because of the cannons going up in his main. But now he knows what he's going against, and he had a great look at the base. And this Sunken Colony looks like it's going to pop at the perfect time. Buzz.